Happening now on Cavalier Connection, we'll tell you what you need to know before transferring.
Coming up next, I'll tell you about Darton's new registration policy for students.
And we will also tell you about Darton's Men of Distinction.
All that and more as Cavalier Connection starts now.
Built by students for students. From Darton Student Television, this is Cavalier Connection.
Hello everyone, and thank you for watching Cavalier Connection. I'm Jeremy Hayes.
And I'm Brianna McLean. As the semester is nearing to the end, Darton students may want to consider applying to other colleges. Our own Jacob Stevens is going through this process and tells us what students can expect.
As the spring semester enters B-term, Darton students are beginning to apply to other colleges as transfer students. I asked Jeffrey Swords, the MESA coordinator at Darton State, to help explain the transfer process.
Yes, the transfer process is actually a threefold process in which students will first do the research on their transfer school, in which I always recommend that they actually go in and do an open house session with the school. Step 2 of the process is the application process, probably the most important part of the process, in which students will actually go in. Primarily, many schools now are online, so they would actually fill out the application, make sure it's submitted. And step 3 is the waiting game. They're actually waiting for a response from the school. And at this stage, the student really wants to make sure they check their email.
Assistant Registrar Nicole Horn said students should send a transcript 1 month before the application deadline.
Students can either come in and request their transcript here in the office, or either they can go to www.getmytranscript.com, choose Darton State College, and then request their transcripts there.
Students will be redirected to the Student Clearhouse website where they can request a transcript to be sent online. Students who are graduating should fill out a graduation audit.
Graduation audits should be done 2 semesters before you graduate from school, and they should be done with your advisor. They'll send them over to the records office, and then you will get a graduation audit in the mail.
For more details about the transfer process, see Jeffrey Swords in his office at B123 or attend one of his monthly classes about how to transfer. For Cavalier Connection, this is Jacob Stevens reporting.
It's almost time to register for summer and fall semester, but students need to be aware of the new registration procedures. Our Area Mallory has a story.
Starting in spring, Darton students get the chance to use a new registration method. In previous semesters, students would sit down and have their advisors register them. Now they can have the convenience of doing it on their own.
Starting April 7th, students that are currently enrolled will go meet with their advisors, be advised, and then their advisors will lift a hold, and then will allow students to register themselves on their MyDC account. Only students that will not be able to do this process will be learning support students. Students that are in learning support classes, their advisors will still register them in the old way.
Students will still need to meet with their advisors to make sure their account doesn't have any holds, and then they can begin registering. Holds will include anything as far as parking tickets, transcript holds, or outstanding fees. To check to see if you have any holds on your account, log on to your MyDC or visit the registrar's office located in the K building. Before registering, students can go onto the Darton webpage and pre-select the courses they want to take under the class schedules link. Pre-registration will begin on the week of April 7th and extend 3 weeks until April 25th.
The first thing is to schedule an appointment with their advisor, because some advisors have a lot of advisees, so getting a time with them would be the most important thing, and looking at the schedule for the next semester to get an idea of what you want to take.
Some students expressed how they enjoy being able to make their own schedules now.
I like to have more control, like I said, about my destiny. I mean, they are there, I do know, to help answer the questions. But I think that it's better. It's better.
I personally do prefer this method because it does give the students a sense of autonomy and an ability to think for themselves without depending on their advisor as a crutch to figure things out for them.
Students will have constant access to the registration process on their MyDC accounts. And if needing after-hour assistance, they can contact their advisor through phone or email. For Cavalier Connection, this is Ariel Mallory reporting.
The beginning of college can be a tricky transition for students. The new orientation program will help. Nikki Pope tells you more.
When interim president Dr. Paul Jones came to Darton, he noticed the college had no traditional orientation program. Darton faculty and staff is changing that.
He realized shortly after he got here that we had an orientation class, that's the DART 1000 or First Experience class, but we did not have an orientation for new students. And he just thought that it would be great if we could create or develop our own orientation program. And of course, the DART 1000 class would be a part of that. But he thought that it would be beneficial for students to have some type of orientation before they ever started classes.
You know, we're going to have information sessions, available for them to show what we have to offer in our department, and to go ahead and kind of give them an introduction to the social educational opportunities, they have on campus through our department, outside of the academic areas.
Even though orientation is for new students, currently enrolled students can help out as well.
We do plan on having student leaders, kind of lead the tours, the campus tours, and like I said, a meet and greet table. As soon as they walk into orientation, we'll have students helping out with, giving them information and hopefully some, like some goodie bags with, maybe some agendas and,
The orientation program will offer new students campus tours to learn where their classes are and the different buildings, also information about campus life and information about financial aid.
Be very beneficial because it'll give a chance for freshmen to kind of get acquainted with the school and find out what Darton State's all about, and so they won't be lost when they actually come to the school.
When I first got down here, I did not know where any of the classes were. I did not know where any of the buildings were. I was really confused and lost trying to find my way around the campus. And, if the orientation from here, I probably would have been lost. I probably would have made it to all my classes on time.
We think that if you're better informed, you may make better choices once you get here. We think that it can help Darton because we're hoping that it will impact retention and student success.
Orientation program will start in the summer for new students. For Cavalier Connection, this is Nikki Pope reporting.
The on-campus writing center helps students proofread their papers before they have to turn them in for classes. The writing center now has a new place to call home. Russell Romaine finds out where the writing center has moved.
The Writing Center has a new location here on campus. Its director, Stephen Preston, is confident that the transition to the C building will benefit students more.
It's in the Student Center building, obviously, and that's at the center of campus. It's where most students congregate during the day. They don't have to try to, walk all the way over to one side of the campus where we were located previously. It's right here in the middle of campus. So the new location is more central. It's easier for students to get to, and it's where they already are, in the Student Center building.
Student assistant Faro Palazzolo says that relocating has made his job easier. However, there are still some challenges.
If somebody calls us to ask where we are, it's difficult to tell them where we actually are in relation to where they are, because it'll be something like, if you go past the nursery building, you've gone too far. We're kind of behind the library, but not really, because we were actually kind of tacked onto the library at one point. Now that we're actually in the student center, it's much easier to tell people where we are. It's much easier for people to find us. As far as my actual job itself, the tables are a little smaller. It makes it harder to collaborate with other editors. At least there's room for one extra editor. But if you want to get more than one opinion, you would normally have to get up and walk to see them, which sounds kind of lazy, but it does make it a little bit more difficult.
This is Russell Romaine reporting.
We have to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we will take you to the release party for Darton's New Play magazine.
Also ahead, we will tell you about the Men of Distinction Club. Stay with us.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Attention all Darton students, Campus Life presents a fun-filled day of activities for you and your friends. And it all goes down Wednesday, April 16th for Darton State College's annual Spring Beach Party.
It's amazing to see the students come together,
That's right, come join the fun Wednesday, April 16th. There'll be plenty of rides, live music, snacks, food, and more. It's Darton State College's annual Spring Beach Party. Brought to you by Campus Life. Be there.
Lies, scandal, secrets, for their secrets. Shh.
I'm always the one to have everyone's back, but nobody seems to have mine.
I don't know how much longer I can balance my life and fix everyone else's.
Why would I settle for him when I already had the best?
Every star player has to have his number one lady, and I think I found mine.
If you want to appreciate me, I know someone who will.
I mean, there's something about her where I really just can't see her with nobody else.
My love has been a secret for too long. Now I think it's time to shake things up a bit.
I finished your course evaluations. Remember, they are based on attendance, daily lecture for presentation, and email response time. Any questions?
What's with this grade?
Attendance and lecture presentation could have been a lot better. You didn't help me understand my issues when asked.
I can't believe this. Is there any way I can get extra credit?
See me after class.
Complete your course evaluation today at dcs.darton.edu/login. It's your voice. Use it.
Welcome back to the show. The Darton players brought audience members to the Jersey Shore through Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew. Carly Shiver was there and bring us all the details.
The Darton players put a unique spin on a traditional Shakespeare play.
It's a modernized version of Shakespeare. Like, whenever you think Shakespeare, you don't really think Jersey Shore, and the fact that this is a Jersey Shore version of Shakespeare makes it really interesting, and I like that about it.
The director of the play, Deborah Liss Green, says the idea of the Jersey Shore came from a conversation she had with her husband.
On our way to visit my parents in Florida, and we were talking about the play, and he said, what would be fun would be to set that on the Jersey Shore, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's perfect, so I stole it. I think they did a great job. I think it was a way for them to get into the play and a way for our audience to get into the play, and I think the concept worked beautifully for them, and it was a lot of fun. They did great. For a lot of them, it was their first time, so it was a really good first Shakespeare.
Miss Green wasn't the only one who enjoyed the play. Cast, crew, and audience members enjoyed the play as well.
I thought it was an interesting spin-off to it, and compared to the old plays that everybody knows and loves, it's interesting. I thought it was a great play. All the actors did excellent, and it was fantastic.
For Cavalier Connection, this is Carly Shiver reporting.
The Men of Distinction recently held their annual forum. Russell Romaine was there and tells us how important this club is for men.
Darton's Men of Distinction Club recently held an annual forum in the Student Center. A panel of representatives spoke about the effects of retention in higher education. I caught up with some club members after the forum, and they were able to share their thoughts on the event.
The purpose of this event was to send out a general message to all the students that it takes hard work to get to where you want to go. To achieve your goals, you have to do some hard studying, some hard work, and continue to follow your dream and path.
Darton State College Men of Distinction is here to develop a organization to kind of set
men to have a support group, for us to help with retention, help to support each other and encourage each other throughout the times where, you know, men, you need to have a supportive group. You have to have a role model. You have to have some kind of thing to fall back on. The Darton State College Men of Distinction put together events like these to pretty much get us all set up to where we know that there is a higher place to go. There are black men, there are white men, there are men, period, who've attained their doctorate degree, who are pastors, who own their own businesses and stuff like that. We're trying to set black men and all men to know that we have organizations that are set up to enhance, to involve, and to encourage you to progress throughout your degree program.
Assistant Professor of Economics Aaron Johnson was one of the panel's members. His message focused on the importance of young men receiving an education. He thinks that if more people are educated, students, faculty, and the institution as a whole will benefit.
Well, as a faculty member, our goal is we want to make sure that students are successful. When students are successful, then that's going to help enhance our jobs. That means that more people graduate, the more students will want to choose Darton State College as a school of choice, and more enrollment means more revenues for our school and more opportunities for advancement for us all.
This is Russell Romaine reporting.
Darton State's Nuclei magazine is a literary magazine that publishes students' works such as poems or short stories. Brianna McLean attended the Nuclei release party and gave us the details.
Thought-provoking works of poetry flowed out of room C252 during the release of the Nuclei earlier this March. The annual release of the student magazine gave the creative students of Darton something big to talk about.
The Nuclei is just a magazine that we publish every year for students, their art and their poems and their essays and all the other things. And it's paid for by the student activities fee, and we publish it once a year.
It's a showcasing of the literature that, you know, students can write, or the pieces that students can write, or the artwork that students create.
The Nuclei has been around for at least 14 years, but the Nuclei is not to be confused with the student newspaper.
I found out about the Nuclei because I'm an English major, so I was seeing all the things that are provided for English students, and so I was looking around, and then I found the Nuclei, and I thought it was an awesome book.
The Nuclei is more art and poetry, whereas the newspaper is just news articles that you know are about current events around the school and things like that.
Darton's English Honor Society, Sigma Kappa Delta, helped host the release of the Nuclei.
Sigma Kappa Delta was responsible for a lot of the publicity of the Nuclei release party. We made sure that we had flyers available. We designed the flyer, and then we helped put up the flyer. A lot of our members did that. We made sure to talk about it in classes, and we sent out emails, and we helped provide the food and arrangements for everything that happened and helped to host it.
The Nuclei gets students interested in publishing their work numerous ways.
Usually we go through the creative writing classes if there is one on campus, or we go through the English classes. You know, they get people hyped up and all that, or we put out flyers and stuff around campus and stuff and emails and whatnot.
Students enjoy sharing their poems and stories with their fellow peers, making the Nuclei release a memorable event. This is Brianna McLean reporting for Cavalier Connection.
Stay with us, there is still more to come here on Cavalier Connection. Up next, we will take you to the Darton Star competition, and we will also tell you how the Darton State baseball team is gearing up for the playoffs after the break.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 70 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Lies, scandal, secrets, but there are secrets. Shh.
I'm always the one to have everyone's back, but nobody seems to have mine.
I don't know how much longer I can balance my life and fix everyone else's.
Why would I settle for him when I already had the best?
Every star player has to have his number one lady, and I think I found mine.
If you want to appreciate me, I know someone who will.
I mean, there's something about her where I really just can't see her with nobody else.
My love has been a secret for too long. Now I think it's time to shake things up a bit.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
My name is Kelsey Lott, and here at Darton State College, I take my thoughts and my dreams and I put it in motion with broadcast production. From PSAs to commercials, to even newscasts, Darton College has all of your broadcasting needs. So apply online today to transition your thoughts into reality.
Thanks for staying with us on Cavalier Connection. Students took the stage once again at Darton Star. Nikki Pope tells you more.
Darton students had another chance to show off their talent at Darton Star. Students performed popular songs in order to win votes from the judges. Students got the chance to perform the song of their choice in front of a live audience with a live band.
It's a great show overall. I came in kind of late, but the part I did catch was great. I liked it. Even though I should have been in it though, you know what I'm saying? Overall, I was pretty happy about the show. Y'all did a great job. Shout out to Darton Star, man. We out here.
It was really exciting because, it was the climax of the show and everybody was trying to do their thing. So, I really liked it.
Desmond Josiah was the winner of the Spring 14 Darton Star with a grand prize of $300.
Good evening. My name is Desmond Josiah, and I just won Darton Star. The feeling is surreal. I just give all the thanks to the Lord because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And I just feel it's crazy because I went on the stage and I was just as nervous as everyone else, and I didn't go out of it thinking I was going to win. I just want to sing my heart out and give the crowd all I can give. So I'm glad in the end that's what I got to do.
Darton Star also had a special performance by an American Idol winner, Chris Allen. For Cavaliers Connection, this is Nikki Pope reporting.
Earlier this month, our very own Andrew Ragsdale tried getting information on clubs here at Darton and found out that some of the information on the website was outdated. Now he investigates why.
When I was looking for information on clubs here at Darton, I noticed that some of the information was outdated. Curious, I went to see if other students have had trouble getting accurate club info.
Kind of, yeah. If I don't already know who the advisor is, a lot of the people around here will give you different answers.
To tell you the truth, the Darton website doesn't really help you find the information that you need about clubs. In order for me to even hear about the clubs, I would have to hear from the people themselves, wandering around the college and so hey, is there any clubs around here? Oh yeah, that gamer club, that chess club, anything. So I'm I try to look on the information, but it doesn't give you any information that you need. It's nothing on there.
To find out what was going on, I went to Mr. Eric O'Kane, the Assistant Dean for Campus Life.
Some schools and institutions have more of a true cutoff date in terms of registered student organizations. At Darton, we try to be a little more fluid, and we try to allow clubs and organizations to charter mid-year and really any time throughout the year. And with that, sometimes things are a little outdated and information is a little slow because it is kind of hard to keep up with all the new clubs.
In case the information on the Darton website isn't up to date, I asked what other ways could students get information on clubs that they want to join.
Go to the website. Another way is to go to our coordinator for Campus Life. His name is Gil Mora. He's a new employee here and learning as he goes. Another way is to check the calendars that we print each and every semester, and that's probably the most accurate and up-to-date version of club information is through the calendars.
Another means of information are the ways that students have used to get club information.
I was invited by a art club to join, but that was through Facebook, and I found the Gamer Club through a friend.
I either go to Eric over in Student Affairs to find any club information, or I try to find other club members who can tell me where I can find the club information.
Campus Life has currently closed off the clubs and organizations page on the website so they can work on revising the information. For Cavalier Connection, this is Andrew Ragsdale.
After a tough beginning of the season, the Darton baseball team has learned from their mistakes. They are now getting ready for a swing at the playoffs. Our Fred Nunnally reports.
After losing 4 straight, Darton baseball team is regrouping for the conference. Coach Scott Himman said, after making several changes, things are picking up.
We're 16-12. We're 7-3 currently in 3rd place. We started out a little slower this year than we have in the years past, but we also had taken our all-conference closer and put him into a starting role. And since we've moved him back to the closing role instead of a starting role, we've won 10 of our last 13 games. So some things are picking up here.
Coach also said the biggest mistakes were only fundamental mistakes.
Well, that's funny you ask that. We just went over, we in the last 2 games, we've made 19 fundamental mistakes. That's via getting a bunt down, a base running mistake, not moving a guy over from 2nd to 3rd. So some basic fundamental things.
Even though they've had bumps and bruises, team member said it is better to get started late than early.
I don't think our record really shows how good of a team we are. It's been kind of disappointing for our record shows, but I mean, like I'm sure Coach said, the talent's out there, players are here. We're just kind of not clicking now, but better to get rolling late than early.
Overall, Darton's Cavaliers are headed for the conference. When asked who's the greatest challenger, team member David Atkins said,
I'd have to say East Georgia. They've had a real good hitting team, and their pitching's pretty good too.
Fred Nunnally reporting from Cavalier Connection.
And that is the April edition of the Cavalier Connection. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. That's www.facebook.com/Cavalier Connection.
You can also watch all of our videos anytime, anywhere on our YouTube channel. Just go to www.youtube.com/Darton Student Media.
I'm Brianna McLean.
And I'm Jeremy Hayes. Thanks for watching Cavalier Connection. We hope you'll join us next time. Goodbye, everyone.